Well, hello, all my inky friends. My name's Kieran Siemens. This is my inky world and inky fingers. um, we're just about getting ready to do another drawing. I'm kind of all fired up. Kind of like, I'm really kind of excited. I did a lovely little one this morning, a rat. I really enjoyed that. I really got into it. So I'm really fired up to get something else going. Not quite sure what yet. But whatever it is, it's going to be funky. All right. Let's get into some drawing. Welcome back. Thank you for all the messages. I've been getting lots of messages recently, lots of questions, lots of lovely, absolutely lovely. Always nice to know that there is people in TV land or internet land, it's kind of like when you kind of live in your own, you kind of talk to your dog most of the time. Um, it's kind of like it's lovely. It's a really close, special feeling. Um, so anyway, yes, indeed. Let's start with the drawing. Let's start with what's that? Too big? Is it too big? It's not too big. Let's get in there and do something. One of the questions actually was really quite a nice question. Where are we gonna start? Start about. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. Let's just trickle that back a little bit. Let's just trickle that back. That's lovely. Oh, I can see and feel stuff already from that. That's what I love about this. Sometimes it just sparks an idea into your mind. One of the kind of questions I had this morning was all about the different styles. Obviously, everybody has been inspired, and as so has I. You know, I'm not hiding my influences of Ronald Searle and Ralph Steadman and Gerald Scarfe and a million other people, but that's only a tip of the iceberg, and I do find that it's that kind of rawness. Okay, I've added some eyes. What am I doing? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Now I can see it. Um, I do think there's that rawness of a person that brings to if I was to start singing, I might sing. I don't know, Bob Dylan. You just kind of pick up a guitar and start singing, and you'd hear songs, and you'd obviously copy songs to a point where you start to maybe write your own songs, and things start to take their own direction. And then from that, you start to find you actually have your own voice. And that is something that's, inspiration is great, but, I mean, it's just a touch. I mean, I would probably honestly say that I've got more books of Ronald Searle and more pictures of Ronald Searle's artwork than anybody else. But again, probably I'm not really sure if my drawing style has soaked all that up. But over time, you would see some kind of artist who would draw something, and you would be magically inspired by what they do. In the same way that maybe you're watching this video and you go, "Oh, I love the way he did the nose," or "I love the way he did his eyes. Both eyes are on the same side. I never thought of that before." And you'd go off and you try and draw your cat, and you put the two eyes on one side of his head, just to experiment. And all these little bits are like a big pot. If you imagine your own like two brains, you imagine them being putting little bits in there and stirring them all around, and all of a sudden you start to get you. You know, in the same way that you put tomatoes and potatoes and mushrooms and meat and everything into a big pot and you cook a stew. You know, all those pieces of influence, all those ingredients into a pot become you. They become the stew. They become you, the stew. If you know what I mean. So, yes, have your influences, please do, as we all do, you know. I might be flopping around on the internet later on and see some amazing artist who is great at drawing trees. And I might be inspired to draw trees. But it also comes down to who you are and how those influences are soaked in and cooked up. That's quite a nice tongue. So, in the same way, I also kind of find, like with art, it doesn't mean that your style has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be this realistic, stunning, amazing quality work. It has to be you. And I do honestly believe that people do pick up on you, what you draw and what you're interested in make your artwork. And in the same way, like singers, you know, I was watching a documentary where they take one of the songs of Mark Hollis, the singer Mark Hollis. He used to be in a band called Talk Talk in the 80s. What an amazing man, you know. And if you listen to his songs, I do find like they are very, very raw, you know. It's like, I wouldn't say he's the best singer on earth, but what he gains is the passion that he puts in his work. And the passion in those songs makes you believe every word that he's singing. And that, you know, again, you could probably pull out somebody like Bob Dylan or Neil Young. Their voices, I mean, you listen to Neil Young the first time, you go, wow, that voice. Or Bob Dylan the first. Or even with Mark Hollis and Talk Talk, you know, Mark Hollis, my God. When they broke down the track, and this is the engineer, breaking down the song into all these pieces. I can't remember the guy's name who was breaking it down, but once you broke it down and you heard him sing a line, I mean, if you was a student of music, you might have said, oh, more vibrato or more whatever. You know, maybe it wouldn't have been a technically beautiful voice, but the passion is there and the excitement is there. And I do feel that passion floods onto your work. It naturally does. So when you hear something or you see a piece of artwork, you can see that somebody has loved every minute of every line that goes across on that artwork, or struggled with it, you know. And struggle is also part of the beauty in artwork, you know. It doesn't have to be the most amazing realistic painting or painter of all time. You know, sometimes you'll walk into a gallery and you'll see something and you just think, my God, that's the most beautiful painting ever. And I found that even with my own, you know, it's like I'll draw something and I'll think, oh my God, I don't think I can post that one. That is just too bad. And in the end, I just post it up. And then all of a sudden I get people saying, oh my God, I love that drawing. I love that one. Once 5 or 6 people kind of say, oh, I love that drawing. That's amazing. Sorry, just checking what I'm doing. Oh, yes, of course. I'm drawing horns now. So I'm drawing some kind of deer of some sort. Maybe a reindeer, maybe. And then you kind of look back at your own drawings and you start to see, what other people have seen in them. You know, I mean, how beautiful is that to see your own work, especially in this style of drawing, because this style of drawing is like opening your mind and just throwing something on the paper. There's no, as you can see, there is no plan here. I have no idea what his body's going to look like, or even if he's going to have legs at this point. You know, I have no idea. Will he have wings? You know, will it be a flying reindeer? Who knows? But the point is that put that passion into what you're doing, not about how good it is. And I do find a lot of people worry about their quality of work. And I do think the quality of work comes also down to the quality of this thing in here. You know, you feel it. Maybe other people will feel it. You know, I love sometimes just letting a line kind of explode, or just take its own journey almost, you know. And there's something beautiful about that. Something beautiful about being true to yourself. You know, what do you draw like? Don't worry about what Ronald Searle draws like, or, you know, he's already great. He's already an amazing artist and famous and got enough money to drink champagne all day, you know, but so you worry about you. You worry about your, you know, obviously people, you know, if you sang with a rough voice, doesn't matter how far away you are from Bob Dylan, Neil Young, whatever, people would still say, oh, you sound a bit like Bob Dylan, or, you know, people are still going to have that tag. They're going to have that way of describing your drawings, or your, as people do with mine. People have the references of, oh, that looks like, or this looks like, or, but, you know, for me, when I see it, I see me. This is me. This drawing is me. This drawing is mine. I made it up. God knows nobody else could make it up. And it's a crazy kind of deer of some sort. And I'm making it up as I go. And that's a beautiful, free feeling. That whatever the next line is will take me in a different direction. Once I throw that line down on the body, we will find out if he's going to be skinny, if he's going to be fat, if he's going to have wings, if he's going to have a mermaid's tail. We could have anything on it. So, the lesson from that is that you are the art, not what the final piece is. Okay? You have to learn from all of these drawings and these sketches that you're doing. He's come out quite nice, hasn't he? And feel each drawing, each line. Is it going to be a smooth line? Is it going to be a nice big kind of splashy, horrendous, messy line? And you decide that. And because you've decided that, because you've put this image together from your first brain or second brain or whichever brain you're using, it will come down to something that is 100% you. And that's what people want. People want your drawing. What is your deer, your reindeer? What does your reindeer look like? In your mind, in your thinking, with your feelings, with your experiences. You know, you might have gone to a zoo and seen a reindeer, and the reindeer has been really horrible and angry and kind of kicking out at people, and that's what your vision is, that's what your memory is. That's how you see a reindeer from now on. You see them as angry and vicious, and you might have gone to a place where you have reindeers and they give you free rides and you can ride them around and they're so lovely, and you feed them carrots, and you know, And that is your vision of them. You know, I kind of feel a little bit kind of like, how would a reindeer feel about always being known for his Christmas kind of? The rest of the year, no one kind of really even thinks about them, and then as soon as Christmas comes, everybody loves reindeers. It's like, yeah, I'd be kind of sad about that, you know. I mean, what do? They kind of sit around in a field eating grass all year, and then say, "Oh, December's here! Quick! Everybody's gonna love you for a month." I'd be kind of sad about that. I would. But anyway, be you. Draw like you. Draw how you want to. If you see somebody drawing with charcoal and you think, I want to draw in charcoal, just don't feel like you're becoming that person, because you couldn't. You would never have his experiences. You would never have his life, you know? He's come up really quite nice, hasn't he? Would I be able to get? I just had a thought there. It's just like, I need a little bit. Oh, I'll take you, Dory. I don't know. I just had this feeling of it, kind of like. Lovely. So, yes, every drawing, I believe, is from here. And every morning when I sit to draw one of these drawings, my heart starts to pump with excitement. I don't know who's going to like these drawings. I don't know if anybody's going to like these drawings. I don't know if one person or 10 million zillion squillion people are going to like this drawing. But as long as I like it, then the morning's going to be beautiful. I just had this crazy idea here to maybe put him in a little kind of, some kind of sledge, you know, like just to kind of fill that kind of Christmassy feeling. And I think even if you were to be very similar to anybody in their artwork or their singing style or whatever, I still think you'd be a million miles away from it. I honestly do. I really do think that you would, even if you tried to be like somebody, maybe you could for one song or for one drawing, but then after your soul, your passion, your love, your brain is all going to take over, and you're going to start singing like you, dancing like you, drawing like you. And that's how I see everything. And I'm very pleased if someone says, oh, you draw a little bit like Ronald Searle or Steadman or Ralph Steadman or Gerald Scarfe, or of course, yeah, it's nice. Why not? Why not? But I feel it's me. And I feel there's an inspiration in there. But at the end of the day, nobody can draw like me. Why would they? You could draw in a similar feeling to me, but you wouldn't have my feelings and my experiences. In the same way I wouldn't have Ronald Searle's experiences, you know. I don't know what it would be like to drink champagne all day. Isn't that what he's famous for? I used to love watching him have interviews. I think there's very few interviews with him, but every time I see him having an interview, he's usually got a glass of champagne in his hand. But I loved his humour. You know, if anything I could steal from him would be his sense of humour, which is beautiful. And sadly, he's gone. Gone to meet his maker. Let's just get a little, just to make it in the mood, let's just get a little Christmassy tree in the background there. I have been drawing for a very, 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 very long time. You know, in my early years, I would have to draw in styles for other people. When I worked at Disney, I would have to draw like Lilo and Stitch or whatever. They would say, you have to draw Lilo and Stitch. And then you got 6 months of drawing Lilo and Stitch and nothing else. So by the time you come out of that project, you automatically will draw in a similar style to that, you know? The same like when I did the Moomins or something like that. You start to be very clean and crisp, and you know. And then all of a sudden you start to break away from it, and you start to get your feeling, your way of drawing, your love, your passion, you know. And that's where it all comes from. Put down some snow there. Kind of looks like snow, doesn't it? Oh, forgot that other leg. So don't be shy about the way you draw, the style you draw. Bring it forward. Be proud of it. I love looking back through my drawings. I love it. I love after a few days picking up a drawing and think, oh, I forgot about that one, you know. Or a couple of months later I start tidy up the living room a bit. Not very often, because there's drawings everywhere. There's got too many drawings all over the place at the moment. That's him squeezed into his little sleigh. But draw for the sheer pleasure of it. You know, one of the greatest pleasures of life is that you're an artist. That's one of the greatest pleasures you could ever have. You know, I always see like the people that sing with a great voice. I mean, wow, how lucky is that? You know, have a good singing voice. Nobody's got a good singing voice. You know, I definitely don't. But it would be beautiful to have a good singing voice. Right, let's squeeze a name in there somewhere, if I can. And it's the same when you write your name. Enjoy it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be you. However you're feeling at that time. And feeling has a lot to do with the drawings. A feeling of the drawing is the best. Okay, my name is kind of like sideways today, just to squeeze it in. That's lovely. Oh, I like him. Let's get a nice little colour diffusion there between that. Oh, he's lovely. Oh, what do you think? See, I didn't even think about the sledge until I started talking about him kind of always being thought about at Christmas time, and then the sledge came into my mind. What a fabulous, lovely drawing. Oh, I enjoyed that so much. Oh, really, 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 I loved that. Right, let's get into framing him up. Let's get a brush. You'll do lovely, sir. Thank you very much. We just put in a nice frame around it just to keep it looking like a glamorous kind of portrait of a reindeer. How beautiful is that, to think about it in that way? Thinking about your drawing as some kind of portrait. Beautiful, lovely, lovely. I must admit, I really get such a pleasure by just making a real messy kind of frame around it too, you know. That's lovely. I'm really pleased with that. Oh, see, there's not many splashes that I don't want, and that one there, that one just there, that's one I did not want. So I'll just darken that up to make it work. And now you don't notice it. See? Very, 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 very nice. Maybe I just darken that up there just to get that smile coming clean in. Give him some little eyebrows. Lovely. I'm very pleased with that. Very pleased with that. Oh, what a lovely drawing for the day. So there you have today's reindeer on his little sleigh. Oh, that's lovely. I love that. That's nice. But tell me your thoughts. What do you think about this reindeer? What do you feel about him? What does it say about you? What does it say about him? Tell me something. I want to know. I want to know your feelings and your thoughts, or thoughts about the style, or thoughts about anything. Talk to me. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It really does. It does make me feel like there's people actually out there in TV land watching. And that's such a beautiful thing. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching me draw. And I will see you again very, very soon for some more messy, inky stuff. See you soon. Bye-bye.